Hi, Paul Hefty here with a Triangle O football system. I want to talk about phase 1 install now, step 2B. This is a swipe mid-zone RPO. This is fairly new on the college scene and high school level, but it's a great complement to split zone inside zone because it looks exactly the same to the defense, but obviously now you're going to attack the mid part of the line, looking more at the B and C gap. This is a great option to use versus stretch outside zone. So you can pick one or the other, I would recommend. What we'll do here is we'll look at swipe mid-zone Mickey, and then we'll look at our skinny swipes, some different variations, mid-zone weak, a peak RPO pass from the spread, and then a jab concept with it. Again, we'll use our 3x3 install where the first half now or first phase of practice, we would just focus on swipe mid-zone. And then the second one, we would start to look at those overlapping passes. And then last, mix in both RPO and pass into game situations to finish up. You can see in the diagram now, swipe mid-zone there. If we're going to the left, starts to attack over the tackle, even though the H is going to split across and look like you're running inside zone to the back door. Again, this is great against teams, defenses that do what they call backfilling by the linebackers, anticipating the back to cut back for inside zone or split zone. So here's our steps for mid zone. We do exactly the same thing as we do for our stretch or outside zone, where the back is going to go ahead and take 7 steps laterally to stretch that defense across, but then he's going to go ahead and plant his foot in the ground and get north and south, reading that right tackle's block, going in or outside of that. I would say 90% of the time, since the right tackle is solo, doesn't have the H helping him now, that the back is going to cut inside, and you'll see that on film. Quarterback's still going to go ahead and shuffle one step with the back as they're riding to side, reading the mic. And again, if the mic feels hard now to those play side gaps, then he's going to pull this and hit our receivers on their Mickey RPO on the backside. So here's 2x2 swipe mid-zone. Again, we're going to run this towards the H. You can see the H will go ahead and split across and block the defensive end just like split zone, so it looks exactly the same. But now the running back is going to go ahead and stretch outside and read that left tackle's block going inside or outside, hence the name for a mid-zone now. We'll use our Mickey RPO read, reading the mic. Again, he has to fill really fast upfield for us to pull. If he pulls laterally, then we would go ahead and still give the ball to the back. Again, minors is a call to the left. We would add 5 there to the verbal call, being the number of the mic linebacker. So we have recognition of our post-snap read defender. The signal here is just your directional hand vertical across the chest. Real simple. Again, with the hand going up and down, but right across the chest. Minors 5, mid-zone left. Mavericks to the right. Here it is with South Dakota State. Running this to the right, you're going to see the H-back is on the right-hand side, split across, but you'll see that left tackle go all the way up and watch the Mike linebacker across, and the back will just go ahead and cut back on him. There's that Mike backer. And there's your H splitting across. The left tackle comes all the way over, washes him across. It's a give read because he didn't fill. Backs north and south. Touchdown. Again, reading that tackle's block mid-zone. For blocking swipe mid-zone, we're using outside zone technique. So we're going to use our far reach technique with the offensive line. We just have the H-back go to the back side. So that allows here, if we look at the upper left-hand corner, the right tackle does not have to step and hinge. He's going to far reach all the way, working hard like we saw with the video. The H will go ahead and split across or swipe across and block the backside defensive end. The back now again takes those 7 steps laterally, going down the line to stretch the defense, and then reads that tackle's block going inside or outside of him. If we do it to the right, again, we're just going to go Ozzie call to the right now, Ozzie Rogers. This is a Mavericks to the right, Back is going to take us 7 steps. Read that tackles block going inside out. Some of the variations is we can do a skinny swipe where all we do is put our hands in a prayer type signal and then the directional hand vertical across the chest for mid-zone swipe, and that tells the play side receiver instead of blocking to go ahead and run a skinny post. Quarterback here is simply going to read now the corner so that if he starts to fill, we'll just go ahead and hit the X for a touchdown up the seam. If the cat drops and runs with him, now we've essentially blocked him, and he's going to give this all the way to the back running our normal mid zone. He does have the option, again, if he feels the Mike blitzing in that gap, to go ahead and abort from the skinny route and just go ahead and read his regular Mickey hot over with the A and the Z on the glance. Again, this would be minors 2 is the verbal call. There's no verbal on the skinny. We just use the signal, and it's really just the X and the quarterback need to know. Skinny swipe. We can go ahead and run mid-zone weak. Again, you don't have to call this at the H. This is where the H-back has to just understand the concept when he's going to always block the backside defensive end. So if the play is called away, the H simply goes ahead and closes and locks up on that backside defensive end using a J path right there from the right. Again, this would just be a minors 5. We don't need to do any signal. Any calls, the H just has to concept understand when the ball is being run away from him, he still just locks up on the backside defensive end. Minors 5. If we do it out of 3x1, nothing changes. We just get, again, the play side wide receivers are going to go ahead and block, bongo block, but the backside is always going to run their Mickey concept. So we just add the A back into the route, and we get the Z in the glance. So we get 2 receivers out of 3x1. You can do a mid-zone peak where we go ahead and run this away from the H, and now we just add the peak signal of an open hand in front of the face. That tells the H to go ahead and release, running a hot bender route versus blocking that defensive end. You want to be careful. You need to have a athletic and maybe a little more experienced quarterback, because you have nobody blocking that defensive end, and he's still going to read this Mike and Will backer. So this is a more advanced version, but it's a great way to change up your tendency of the H being involved in the blocking and free release him. We can do the same thing from spread. Then you see it's real easy as the H, once he flexes out away from the formation, he becomes a wide receiver and would now run the hot over route that our slot has been running. So again, if you don't have a great blocking H, or you just want to spread teams out, you can run all of these zone concepts very successfully without any changes. Last is a jab concept where we're just going to do counter action with it. So this is a great way to use a jab dart action. The back is going to take us 3 steps and just plant and pivot on the handoff. The quarterback now will not take any shuffle, but use his rocker step with this and still read the mic, but it's a great way to neutralize the mic and this use your same mid-zone blocking. There is no verbal call here. We just simply use a signal of both hands in the letter O. Is an Omaha, we call that, means the back's going to go opposite, doing this jab type action, counter action. So this would be just minors 5. So you can see you can do one simple concept, whether it's mid-zone, split zone, or stretch zone, and we can add these different variations in on the backside, but the offensive line is just blocking split zone, mid-zone, or stretch zone. Thanks.